This planet has been rescued from the clutch of the bugs and bots thanks to a brave faction that endured hell and dropped through the skies to eradicate them. Yet, even after the worst storm has passed, a large tornado brews on the horizon. Just as the planet is freed, another faction descends upon the world, the Empire. Their refugee fleet settles on the Rimworld, seeking allies. This honor-bound society wields hyper-advanced technology while adhering to the ancient tradition of kings and queens. Beware their lies. Their devotion to the Architect God raised alarms, hinting at the collaboration with the bots. Their view on human slavery as honorable and child labor as encouraged reveal their true intention: to dominate this world once more. We must rise and confront this impending threat, ensuring the safety of this planet for future generations. That's why we need you. Prove to yourself that you have the strength and the courage to be free. Join the Deserter. Become part of an elite peacekeeping force. See exotic new place. And spread managed freedom throughout the world. Become a hero. Become a legend. Become a deserter. We have 3 soldiers for this grand operation: Richard the commander, Wolf the medic, and Manion the engineer. Our story begins when we discovered an old bunker, the ideal location for our main base. However, its high visibility has already marked us as a public enemies of the Empire. We need to lay low and start planning for the future to effectively combat the Empire. To do this, we prepare a farm to produce our food, knowing we cannot fight on empty stomach.
Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker!
Then due to the Imperial disinformation, our relation with another faction deteriorate. Despite the Fluke Alliance being considered our enemy, we must stop the spread of misinformation. We use our intel to reduce our visibility, contacting our researcher cells and minimizing our presence in the news, negating the Empire disinformation effect. While we have managed to lower our visibility, we cannot afford to rest easy. Nature remains wild and unpredictable, sending one of our colonies a bout of godworms. Therefore, we must continue expanding, fortifying our defense, and building a great base. A combat supplier ship flies over our base, offering advanced components in trade. Medicine will be valuable as we are running low, but they also have impressive defense weapons. This American-made turret is said to be the best defense against raids. Since we are gearing up to fight the Empire, we need to name ourselves to bolster our legitimacy. We are here to defy unjust hierarchy of the Empire, or DA for short. But a name alone isn't enough to establish us as a true deserters. How about seizing an opportunity to strike first? A praetor foolishly calls for our help, seeking protection from a man hunting raccoon. Naturally, we accept and pretend to be on their side, only to capture her and dismantle the shuttle for its resource. We could execute her to show we mean business, but a more strategic move might be to convert her to our doctrine, revealing the Empire as the real villain. This approach works, and after a short conversation, she adopts our belief. We can then consider recruiting her to our ranks, leveraging her intel against the Empire. While expanding the perimeter wall, a shuttle crashed near our base with 3 people in urgent need of rescue. We decide to help them, hoping some might sympathize with our cause and join us. One of them does join our ranks, and she is exceptional.
That's quite big.
A bloodlust-driven fighter with top-notch shooting and melee skills, and several passion. Though she is a hustler and requires a gold juice to survive, her skill makes her still the best deal for us right now. After a while, Agiros seems to find our cause appealing and join our ranks. Eventually, we face our first raid by the Fluke Alliance because the Imperial misinformation spread days earlier. Jorn used the machine gun and used it to fight off the raiders. She successfully kills all 3 attackers, relishing the thrill of combat, which gives her a significant mood boost for several days. Having dealt with the enemy raiders, we need to provide a proper burial for them. Although they were our enemy, we must maintain our human decency and honor. And what else defines humanity? Drugs. We can cultivate and produce good juice in our garden, resource solely with those with dependencies. We also built a cooler to keep our bedroom area comfortable. Our disorder calls inform us about a quest to attack a control station, but we are low on manpower and our visibility is still high. It's best to wait until our visibility decreases enough before attempting such mission. Suddenly, we face a raid from multiple angles, one group attacking from below and another from above. We successfully defend ourselves, but another wave dropped directly into the middle of our bedrooms. The raiders land in the prisoner room, perhaps attempting a breakout. They set the cooler on fire and start attacking Richard. Thankfully, the Jorn knock one down and the other soon falls. Before we are cooked alive, Manyon destroy a wall to let the cool air in. One of the raiders tried to escape through the top door, but the Jorn subdued it. Any raiders still alive are captured and we attempt to convert them to our belief, including the unwaveringly loyal. After converting the captured raiders, we release them back to their faction, hoping they might become our allies and help us fight the Empire in the future. However, even after their release, nature continues to challenge us. A lynx attacked one of the prisoners and sadly we cannot save him in time. Despite it being the law of nature, we feel responsible for the innocent prisoner's death. The least we can do is avenge him by killing the lynx. To prevent such incident in the future, we have decided to treat our prisoners more seriously by building additional facilities to ensure their safety. We also use our intel to reduce our visibility and purchase more medicines. This effort pays off as Poop, impressed by our action, joins our cause with hide mining and animal handling skills. At the same time, a death drop is scheduled, and we send Richard to retrieve it, supplying him with rice for the journey. While Richard is out, we bulldoze the walls and create more effective zoning for production and the kitchen. Although Richard has to stop momentarily to cook his food, he arrives at the death drop, collect all the supplies, and return to the base without any issue. Suddenly, a mad boar charges, ready to attack anyone in its path. This will be just a small problem, as we have already closed the walls around the base. However, we forgot that Adgeros often wandered outside the wall. She gets attacked and downed by the boar. The Jorn rush to help by shooting the boar, but the most effective way to kill it is through rip and tear until it's done. After this unnecessary casualty, we return to building the base. We set up a fridge area, expanded the bedroom building, and built a pen for ducks that join us. We also discover an ancient danger on the left side of our base. The Jorn position the machine gun nest near the wall and shoot it to reveal what's inside. We found a doomsday rocket, attack print, and 2 pulses on the floor. We move them to storage and prepare to bait out whatever is inside the casket. With only one way out and concentrated firepower, we managed to take down all the ancient soldiers and secure the area. We rescue 2 people, but one is missing both arms and still tries to put up a fight. Thankfully, Wolf knows judo and managed to subdue her, then continue applying first aid immediately. We enter quiet days with few events. However, in terms of development, we built a research lab next to the kitchen. Nomoto joined us with a neurocalculator in her brain, but unfortunately, she is stupid. At least she is proficient in shooting and cooking. We also managed to buy 2 prosthetic arms for the armless prisoner. Our best medic successfully attached the first one, but inexplicably fails to attach the second one. How do you fail that? You are level 12 in medicine. You use herbal medicine on the first arm, which has a 57% base surgery success rate, and regular medicine on the second with a 95% base surgery success rate, and you still failed. And to make matters worse, the second prosthetic arm is destroyed. Unbelievable. Anyway, the damage is already done, and there's nothing more we can do except tend the stab wounds on the torso. We managed to reduce our visibility to the Empire, but it doesn't make us invisible to everyone else. We are attacked by Roysos on the upper left flank. Thankfully, we have wall to stall them. We move the machine gun to that side and prepare to ambush them. It's a massacre. The Jorn operates the machine gun with precision, and the battle ends quickly, leaving no survivor to tell the tale. The dwarf is ecstatic, reveling in her bloodlust after killing 5 people tonight. We continue building the base, adding a shooting range to improve our point shooting, a tailoring table, and more bedrooms. However, while everyone is sleeping, Goksu prepare to attack from below. We move the machine gun to the bottom and wait for their attack in the morning. The attackers use grenade to breach our wall, but their carelessness results in friendly fire. After blowing up the wall and injuring another ally, they throw grenades and Molotov cocktails, forcing us to reposition before the explosion. Like the previous battle, it's a bloody affair for Guksu faction. Only one survived, but he lost a leg in the process. Our graveyard continues to expand with more bodies piling up. However, there's no time to rest. Before a day passes, another raid from 3 sides is preparing to attack our base. Seeing them still preparing, we seize the opportunity to strike the first group, killing 2 and capturing 1. We then shift to the upper left side, where we kill 2 more and cause 1 to flee. The last group waits to attack, giving us time to reposition the machine gun. Once they begin their assault, we shoot first. Despite seeing their comrades fall, the final attacker charged in, only to be swiftly killed, joining his comrade in death. With the graveyard expanding rapidly, we cannot afford to bury all the bodies, or our entire land will turn into a cemetery. We need to build crematorium to cremate the corpse instead. We can test the approach when a poison group tries to siege our base. Without any mortars to fire back, we have to confront them directly. We position the machine gun nearby and bait them to attack us first. Manyon get heavily injured but managed to fall back. Richard successfully baits the enemy into attacking us without using their mortar. With the help of machine gun and spread out fire team, we drive them off and secure their mortar and shells for future use. However, Manyon's left radius is shattered, rendering his left arm useless. The situation worsened when another 3-way attack from the Rauka faction hit us from all directions. We deploy 2 of our best colonies to defend the bottom attack using a series of close-quarter combat maneuver. And the machine gun defends the top flank. Amidst all this chaos, Dejuan and Manyon engage in social fight during the raid, adding to the tension. We reposition the machine gun nest to the right side and repel the final assault. After the battle, we capture 3 prisoners. Finally, after all those raids, we have breathing room to repair and continue building our base. However, 3 days pass before another Guksu raid hit us from multiple angles. They really don't give up easily. We deploy our usual tactic of moving the machine gun nest to the top flank and mowing down the traders, then repositioning it to the bottom flank and leaving no survivors. At last, we truly have some breathing room to focus on construction. Right, Randy? Right. What else do we have? Oh, that's right. We have completed the multi-analyzer and built it to focus on the more advanced research. We have plenty of clothes in storage which we can use to make chest rigs and backpack. Additionally, we set up a resource console in the production room, allowing us to detect oil reserve and begin planning construction around the newly discovered oil reserve. Not only that, but our group is also expanding rapidly, with 2 new members join our ranks. A trade ship passed by and we bought a detox lung for Poop to replace one of his damaged lungs. Unfortunately, the surgery failed because Beaver only had 1 prosthetic hand. Despite the setback, we set up the oil well and connect it to the oil storage, beginning the process of drilling for oil. During construction, a raid from below interrupts us. Nature activists are determined to stop our oil drilling. We use the mortar as a warning shot, but they persist and break through our fence. We set up a firing line and use multiple warning shots to disperse the riot. Once the activists are gone, we resume drilling for oil to produce fuel for our vehicle. However, our break is short-lived, as another group of activists attacked the following night. This time, the activists try to drop in all around the base. One managed to get inside the wall, forcing our team to mobilize quickly to disperse them. We use the mortar again, but the danger close is perhaps too close, it's destroying part of the training building wall. Additionally, there's an act of sabotage inside. The wire between the storage room and the production room explode. These activists are using guerrilla tactics and diversion to split our force. We extinguish the fire before it reaches the nearby fuel and easily defeat the bottom flank attackers. Unfortunately, we suffer a casualty in the top defense, but the activists falling back. With some breathing room, we continue drilling for oil and advancing on various projects. We complete several research projects and build a designated hospital room. Just in time, a shuttle crashed near our bedroom buildings. We rescue 3 passengers from the accident and put them in our care, hoping they might join our cause later. In the morning, we spot Guksu trying to siege our base from afar. Thankfully, we have a mortar ready. We wait until they drop off their building materials, then hit them with a single cluster salvo. The strike is very effective, triggering a chain reaction in their shells. The magnificent fireworks force them to retreat, leaving behind a bounty of loot for us to collect. We also persuade the rescued people to join our cause, successfully recruiting 2 more members for our base. Day by day, the base is becoming more lively and robust, allowing us to plan the future strikes against the Empire. However, we received a contact from someone trying to scam us with a tale of a healer's hand, and I can't believe I fell for it. Finally, after extensive drilling, the first oil trickles into our storage tank. It's time to build the cracker and fuel tanks to generate fuel. We also set up several refiners, allowing us to convert fuel into valuable materials like syntheline and synthamite. With fuel now in storage, we can begin constructing the assembly gantry, paving the way for building heavy vehicles like tanks. However, they are quite expensive, so we are prioritized drilling another oil well, laying floors in several buildings, and upgrading our perimeter wall to reinforced wall. To ensure our safety, we need to eliminate the ancient danger nearby. We position our force around the front entrance and snap one of the casket, triggering the release of its occupants. They are a mix of neutral and enemy faction inside. We managed to kill one and killing up the rest of the enemies.
Counter-terrorists win.
We rescue all the downed colonists in the building, and they join us shortly after, grateful for being safe. But not all went well. Sora had a mental breakdown, developing a course obsession that could spell trouble. Thankfully, we managed to calm him down before anything happened. We need to prioritize our members' well-being, so we built more recreation items and improved the appearance of the briefing room by adding nice flooring. We then focused on our heavy casting, finally assembling our first engine. After some time, we gathered the necessary components to build our first vehicle. It takes almost a day to complete, but now we have a reliable transportation. This APC boosts a mortar, a machine gun for defense, and ample space to carry personnel. Before we utilize our new vehicle, a raid comes from all sides. Dangerously, our central wall defense is still incomplete. Although we have machine guns positioned strategically, we must focus on the bottom flank, which lacks any defense. The wall proved strong enough to withstand several hits, and the enemy bows and swords are no match for our firearms. We concentrate on the middle defense, where only 2 people are stationed. With the support of a machine gun and mortar, we fend off the first wave. Having mopped up the rest of the bottom attackers, our force moved to support the middle defense, but our machine gun finished off the remaining attackers before they arrive. It's a bloody battle, but we suffer fewer casualties than the enemy. With many bodies to cremate and prisoners to arrest, our prison is overflowing. One prisoner even has to sleep on the floor due to the sheer numbers of prisoners. Despite the raid, we continue our progress. We complete the middle wall and install several security turrets on each perimeter wall. This construction plan is proving highly effective, especially as we face an extortion demand from the White Rage Pack. They dare to ask for an excessive amount of silver. We prepare ourselves for a day and then firmly reject their deal. Our detection machine indicates an incoming attack in 6 hours, giving us time to rest before the battle. When they arrive, they split their force into 2 groups. This is a critical mistake, as our middle wall defense is armed and ready, allowing us to concentrate most of our force on defending the top wall. Eventually, we win the battle, but now face the problem of too many bodies around the base and an overflow of prisoners. With so many mouths to feed, we expand our farm area above the bridge to grow more corpses. Fortunately, a Manhunter Megazord enters the bottom area, and our turret along with 2 colonists manage to hunt it down. Our scientists successfully researched widescreen television, so we set up a sofa and TV in the living room, expanding the recreational option for everyone in the base. With the addition of another deep oil well, our oil storage is reaching its maximum limit. We increase our fuel production by expanding our power grid to geothermal power. Just as we complete these upgrades, the first raid of the Empire strike us from the right side. Their initial mistake is taking time to prepare, putting them within range of our mortar. After 2 mortar salvos, they finally move in, but many of their troops are already killed or badly injured. They attempt to breach the top flank where the wall is incomplete, but our flexible defensive force quickly move to cover this weak spot. We win our first encounter with the Empire, but it's a hard-fought battle due to their superior equipment and well-trained soldier. Recognizing the need to strengthen our force, we shift our research focus towards upgrading our equipment. With the current development, our base is livelier than ever. We have recruited many prisoners to join our cause, complete research on advanced fabric, and construct proper prison building with plenty of beds to accommodate future captives. We have built more farms and security measures to sustain our growing population. Now that we have stayed hidden for too long and with a stable base, it's time we move to attack the Empire. But it will have to wait until the next episode, where we will assassinate nobles and have a plan to take down the Empire.